What is going on, Rams Nation? We are back again with another film session, and today we're going to be breaking down the Rams front seven versus the Cardinals. They put on a great defensive show, allowing just one touchdown. Let's dive in and analyze what these players accomplished in this past game. So, on this play here with Braden Fiske, he's been absolutely dominating opposing offenses this season as a rookie. When evaluating players, you want to see a high motor, which can often be the key to affecting a play. Here you'll see him use his bull rush, and the sheer power pushes the offensive lineman back, causing him to clip the quarterback's leg. It's great to see this up close with you in the JC film room. So activating the system. So locking on this play here, just studying Braden Fiske, watching him fire off on the ball. We love to see the movement when it comes down to this player. But the good thing about this guy, once he can get his hands inside, he has the lower body strength to be able to knock you back. But if you're seeing that left leg from the offensive lineman, he ended up clipping the quarterback. But the thing is, when you have a player that's powerful like a Fisk, that has the ability to be able to shock his opponents, these plays can sometimes happen. And the great thing about Fisk, when you have that high motor, you can't coach that. It's either you got it or you don't. Going out there and playing to the whistle. And a player like Kyler Murray, he does tend to get clumsy at times. He loves to play that backyard football. So going out there and playing sound, being physical, and doing your job is imperative when it comes down to playing defense against this player. So this ended up being a great rep by Braden Fiske, being physical and setting the tone. Here's another example where the front seven plays with a high motor, causing the quarterback to lose his balance. It's good to see this because even though they don't get their hands on a quarterback before he goes down, it's really about their effort in pursuing him and causing him to panic. So we go ahead and split it. So running this play here, just watching the entire defensive line, these guys are so athletic. They're very snappy players. Turner's running a stunt. Kyler Murray did juke him, but the thing is, when you have that type of pressure, it can force you to lose your balance. You see Braden Fiske, he's right there as well. These things matter when it comes down to the defensive line. Not only did Turner get there, you see Braden Fiske. The list goes on when it comes down to these guys on the front seven. But it's not always about the athleticism. Can these guys go out there and build that chemistry when it matters most? And usually, when you can be able to pressure these quarterbacks, it can force these guys into mistakes and change the whole game. And one thing about the Rams, they go out there and go find dogs in that front seven because they understand that's the heart of the defense if they're trying to take that next step. And when you do have defenses like this, where everybody is buying in and they're playing with the same kind of energy, big plays will happen. And knowing that you have an offense with all of those explosive players on the other side, it could potentially make this team that much more dangerous. So seeing the entire front seven, finding a way to be able to pressure Kyler Murray was another good rep. If you want to see some of the best Los Angeles Rams helmets and upgrade your man cave or your room, check out Green Gridiron's page in the description. These helmets are torch, available in mini or regular size with the visors, and they are built to last a lifetime. Click the link and use promo code JC Network for a discount on these amazing helmets. Now let's get back to the film session. I did a film session on Turner a couple of weeks ago, and seeing him continue to make plays validates my early analysis. His consistency will be crucial for the team's goals. You'll see his effort as he engages with the offensive linemen, squeezing between them and forcing Kyler Murray to hit the deck. And these are the plays that really stand out to me. Players going out there and playing to the whistle. So let's run it. So zooming in on Kobe Turner, just watching this player slip right through that center and guard. The thing is about that defensive tackle position, you have to have a knack for being able to get slippery and finding ways to be able to fight through these offensive linemen. But seeing him going out there and squeezing right through and attacking Kyler Murray, and being a defensive tackle that can get after the passer is a quarterback's nightmare. Seeing him going out there and finishing his food and singing songs. You got to have that swagger when it comes down to that defensive tackle position, and he has that. Being a player who's consistent and doing this week in and week out is absolutely needed when it comes down to this defense. So seeing the fight from Kobe Turner and finding a way to be able to slice right between the center and guard to get to Kyler Murray was big time. Michael Hoecht is another player who jumped off the screen this past game, finding ways to stick his nose in there and stop the run. So running this play here, just watching that pulling tight end and then engaging contact. The thing is, when you're playing that defensive end position, if you're in that wide nine stance, you got to look out for these pulling guards and tight ends. But seeing him being able to extend that right arm, swing his left arm, and find a way to be able to get to the running back was awesome to see. And when you're playing that defensive end position, you got to play sound ball and have an understanding of what these offenses are trying to do. And seeing a player like Hoyt, who used to play defensive tackle, now he's playing defensive end. So you know that he has that dog in him. And honestly, he's a player that you can be able to scheme up all over that defensive line. You will see Jared Verse and Braden Fiske make their plays, but Michael Hoyt is one of the guys that make impact plays as well. So seeing him get physical with that tight end and found a way to be able to get away from him and still make that tackle, this is what you want when it comes down to your defensive end. Going out there and getting some of that action as well. Here's a rep here that ended up being a block kick by Michael Hoyt. I had to show y'all this because if you have the energy to block kicks, it can truly shift momentum. You need players like this on a team, guys who can go out there and make a difference when it matters. So looking at this play, just watching Michael Hoyt, he's lurking. Next thing you know, he jumps up and blocks the kick. And these are the plays here that can get the entire team hyped up, Rams family. And with Michael Hoyt, he does show up and make these flash plays. And when you already have Jared Verse out there, Braden Fiske, Turner, with Michael Hoyt doing this, only a few solid plays from him is all that's needed. So seeing a play like this can be absolutely backbreaking for the opposing team. And with Michael Hoyt, he definitely has that impact in him. Going out there, having the ability to wreck games. Setting the edge and being physical at the defensive end position is critical for the defense. It forces the running back to stay inside and allows running backs to step up and make plays on the ball. Jared Verse has been doing this all season, not only making plays himself, but doing his job to help others to make plays too. So running this play here, just watching Jared Verse collide with that offensive lineman, we know how powerful he can be, but that tight end, he was pulling to the left as well, attacked him on his side, but he still stood his ground, keeping everything inside and allowing Spates to go out there and make the tackle. And playing in the NFL, you cannot be going out there and playing that hero ball. Sometimes you gotta allow the other players to go out there and make plays. And seeing guys like Jared Verse, yes, he is very aggressive, but he has a great understanding of team ball. That's why he's going to end up being a defensive player of the year this year. Because when I evaluate talent, it's not always about you making plays or getting sacks. What are you doing when the ball is not coming your way? Are you doing your job? Are you setting the edge? Little things like that matter when it comes down to the defensive end position. And with Jared Verse, he's another one of those guys that has that in him. So it's good to see the front seven going out there and making big time plays. They have the dogs out there to get it done. Now it's time for them to go out there and prove it when it matters most. So on this final play here, you'll see Omar Speights step up and make a key tackle. It's great to see your linebacker stepping up and not backing down from contact. In the postseason, there will be plenty of teams trying to establish the run, and seeing Space here shows he has what it takes when it's time to battle in a gridiron. So let's run it. So zooming on this play here, just watching Omar Speights, all the defensive linemen is knifing inside and looking at Space go out there and fill that hole. And the thing is, man, when you're playing that linebacker position, you need these players to be able to step up. And with Omar Space coming out of college, he has always been a physical linebacker. He has been doing this in the NFL, and it is absolutely needed once they get to the postseason. And I've played that linebacker position all throughout high school. I love to be able to see physical linebackers. You got to be consistent when you're going out there and making key tackles. And with Omar Spates, he has been doing a solid job. So this front seven really turned up this game, and it's going to be good to see if these guys can be able to build from this going forward. So it's going to be good to see how it all plays out with the Rams. You got so much talent on offense as well as the defense, but you got to go out there and put it together. And you got to give your flowers to the coaching staff for bringing in players like Braden Fiske as well as Jared Verse. Everybody is talking about these players being defensive player of the year. That is everything when it comes down to the coaching staff going out there and bringing in impact players. But it's not just going to come down to them. Kobe Turner, Omar Spates, the secondary, they got to get this thing going. But seeing this past game and shutting out Kyler Murray to just one touchdown is a great step in the right direction. So comment below and let me know what you guys think about this defensive performance and who would y'all like to see step up going forward. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss out on fire updates and the best football film sessions on YouTube. All right, Rams family. Talk to y'all soon. Gone.